I'm going to do a little screen recording on this GMC with the launch or Maximus 4 scan tool and launch platform. We did a scan yesterday. We went into and worked on the air panel, instrument panel, airbag issue, but we pulled off the rich conditions that were setting codes and a manifold sensor code. We were going to look and see we raced most of this already, but we clearly still got a trimming concern present in the vehicle. I'll show you some of the, we'll go into here, we'll go to Maxfix on the B190E, pull it up, close out the ones that were open just so I can show you how this functions. We have diagnostic trouble codes. We're looking at the OE code. Let it finish. This one was on instrument panel. B03 we don't see on that side, so we'll move over one more. Again, there it is. Instrument panel air deployment loop stage resistance below threshold. That's the code we had. You're seeing the codes. I don't think we can enter from this one, but I'll take you through the other data stored. There's all. You can see a 202 is short to ground. OE is short, low resistance. OD is high. 04 is open. Short to voltage is an 01. If you look at these, as they send them to you short, you can see them across the top there, short to ground. Well, we can go into wiring diagrams. From here, we'll go into wiring diagrams, system, we'll pull up restraints, there it is, airbags. This is what? I believe that's not the one. Yep, that's not it. We'll go to the next one. There's what we're looking for, I believe. Yes. This is our inflatable restraint module, steering wheel module. This one is the one that's present in the instrument panel, driver's side. And what it's saying is, I think B1 is our issue. I need to verify, but that is the issue on that one, where we've got low resistance to the circuit, saying they're shorting between each other, more or less. That's what we got going on. We corrected that yesterday. Found a chafed wire, way it routed through the inside the dash, shorting on an actual metal strap that secured it to the structure that was part of the instrument cluster. Instrument panel, the frame structure. Then there's a little tab in there, bends over, the wire hangs in, and apparently just chafed it and shorted to each other. Odd one. Little bit of trouble to find. All right, we'll get out of here. We'll go ahead and start a scan, which I believe all the codes are cleared, so we're not going to get anything from it. So we'll go ahead and exit. We'll go ahead and go to automotive. I'm going to do a full system scan for you. Switch is on, I believe. I'll check. Switch is on. We'll see if there's any codes in the engine module. We got many codes elsewhere that we're not pursuing. Hopefully you guys can hear my audio. I don't know if you can. We'll do a diagnostics. This is similar to the launch platform. You'll see it as it's presented in the we have no manual transfer case. We have automatic air conditioning. Loading the GM, which most of the people out there with scan tools are already familiar with, of certain platforms that ask for all this information, Tech 2 being one of them, which is the OE platform. We do have trailer brake. It's under 8600. It is vehicle stability, and it is without the Z95. Alright, so now we're going to do a health report and see if the ECM has stored any codes. Did a little run yesterday. Yes, we got 2 codes stored. My suspicion would be the piece 171 and 174, I believe it was. Once again, we're not concerned about any other module at this time. See if our airbag module is still not having the code, since we corrected the issue with the wire. Hopefully it does not. Figuring we must have solved that one. finding that problem. It was a current code, a hard code, constantly returned. Found the wiring, corrected the wiring. The code did not return. Yesterday, got off of it and moved on. Did a clear and then run for a while and seen poor running condition, obviously. Map could be a contributor because we see we had a code original scan of the map, and the rich codes I want to see if they've returned. But this is scanning all modules. Here's my airbag. See, yep, still good. Lucky enough, solved that problem apparently. Are we all done? We got one to go. So all modules, now all modules have been scanned. So we're going to go into engine, and we see we've got the 175, 170, 172, 175. They've reset. No surprise. So we're going to go in here. We're going to do a full scan again, or read fault codes, and we'll see our freeze frame. And we'll look at the freeze frame and see what trim state is at the time. Freeze frame. Map 2. We probably should look at a peek at map. Fuel tank pressure sensor. We're not pulling any vacuum. Make us think purge is not causing a problem. If the sensor is correct. That's the next question. O2s. Not really showing rich in this condition, but our trims are really negative downstream, whereas my upstreams aren't quite so negative. That might be get something for a little hindsight, because we're not trimming that hard upstream, but our downstream is really asking for some trimming. TPS is at 10.58 percentage. That would need a little investigation. At an idle, it's probably in the vicinity. What's our actual engine idle? Does it give us to us? Might be in the page before. Let's take a look. Engine speed 695. That's in the vicinity of an idle, so it looks okay. I did not see the map. Take a look again. Map. Oh, yes, our map looks questionable. Let me change that to HG. There we go. Looks low. I can't get the voltage, unfortunately. I'm more familiar with it. We'll do a quick look, but it looks a little off to me. So our map may be a contributor, or just a symptom from our fuel trim condition causing the engine to run poorly. But that's you know, fruit for thought, area to look. But we have the screenshot. What I'm going to show you here is I can simply hit report. I'm saving my freeze frame, and I'm going to go back and save to the other page because it won't save both. Hit report, save that freeze frame. Now I've got that freeze frame saved. It's actually saved. When I did my full system scan, it was already saved. We'll get ahead and jump out here, get back in. We'll go over here and pull it up for you. Here's our reports. This is my full system scan that was saved without saving. Nope, wrong one. We may not actually save it. This is my, here's my freeze frame. So it's exit, exit. Go back to our scan tool. And we'll go back to the freeze frame. All we gotta do is exit here, and we'll be back in our freeze frame. And we'll go ahead and report, save the report. It's saved. Now the report is saved. I've had some cars where it saves automatically. This one didn't. I don't know why. Let's make sure it did. It has been saved. All right, back in the ECM. As you can see, the tool navigates fairly quickly. Really don't have much issues. I'm going to go ahead and start the vehicle and do a look at the trims real quick. Exhaust is obviously modified too. You can see that. By the sound. I want to go in the fuel system. We'll go to fuel trim first. Airflow calculated. Barometric pressure. streams, and both downstreams, intake air. And here's long-term, short-term. We can actually load these. This thing handles it very well, by the way. I'm not going to look at the map test. Long-term fuel trim bank 1, long-term bank 2. I do want to actually see mass airflow, and I'd like to see actual manifold pressure. There it is. Short-term. Alright, we'll grab those for now. Pull them up. We'll go ahead and do a graph. We've got them up. I think we've got them all in there, yes. This is our graph. We can see our O2 sensors, how they're functioning. We can see our map sensor at 4.6. That seems odd. I do not think it's accurate. That's one I need to investigate. It could be a player here. I don't think that is a normal. I'm used to seeing 8 to 9 on these engines. So that seems odd. That is definitely a questionable contributor. Where is our mass? Mass air, calculated flow 46. Of course, the setting is pounds. It's one of the things. The fuel alcohol content is 3.67. I reset it yesterday to look into this after seeing fuel wasn't. It was 10%. I think it was reporting 15. Where is that mass airflow sensor? I don't have another window, so it should be right there. It is. Yeah, that is questionable. Let me exit and pull back up and load and see what that mass air has to say. Mass airflow, we'll change the setting. That's pounds. Let's go to metric. Grams per second, 7.67, so it's not that far off. This is a 5.3, so we're slightly off. We're slightly skewed. They do have a modified duct tube that looks slightly larger than OE, because I got another vehicle in the shop. The OE is considerably smaller. But I just want to present some of the stuff that this thing gives you. Now I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna read you. I showed you how it did the fault code. Let me show you some of the other things presented on the map. Macro from this window. Not sure how launch does it. You have your Maxfix, your data stream. You can pull up data stream from here, and of course load your fuel trim data if you wish. I'll just select all on this one. You'll see how quick the tool responds. It says I can only do 16 in this area, but if you're in the other area, you can. So I'm just going to load some. We'll load 16. Out of nowhere, around 16. Should be close. You see how quick it presents it. Pull up a graph. I missed one. Go ahead and exit that again. As you can see, the tool operates very fast. And in my opinion, it is fast. Let's go with engine data. We'll select all 62. Although we're back in the same area where we can only select 16, so I'll enter it different this time. We'll go ahead and exit and pull up your data stream. And we want event data. Now it pulls up your event data. You go to your Maxfix from here. It will actually pull up the code that we loaded. There it is. Pulls up the code, gives you information, your so-called Intel diagnostics. You see you've got some information in here. You want your wiring diagrams, back over in system, and engine, fuel controls, and you get all your wiring diagrams loaded to you and presented to you. Part 1, 13, 2 of 13. As you can see, and of course zooming, that's not a big deal. Similar to an OE, they suggest it is OE. Looks similar, but I can't verify if it is OE. can see basically we're accessing in so many different areas, and you have additional DT information. You pull up the freeze frame, diagnostic test status, not ran since clear. Let's pull up a diagnostic test status on this one. It's more or less our monitors and our code settings. Alright, and then we'll pull up freeze frame from here. Same thing, get your freeze frame. There's so many different angles they present it to you. It's hard to keep up with all of them, but I've gotten familiar with it, and I move relatively quickly. Special functions, EO2 sensor learn, idle learn, camshaft position variation learn, all in that area. Get back out, common functions. You've got all your common functions learned in here. We'll go back in the engine again. The tool moves real swiftly. I'd have to say we'll go to actuation test. One thing, we've seen the curves. We don't need to look at fuel work zone. Here's our output controls, engine speed throttle, fuel system, misfire graphic. We'll pull up a graphic. Not sure how it loads, but it looks similar to the. There you go. There's your graph on misfires, so you can see fairly quick. Fuel system, what options are available, cylinder balance, fuel injection balance, fuel turn enable, fuel composition, all the above. And of course, we can kill cylinders. Set parking brake. I won't. See if I can actually kill one. It's enabled. We'll disable. It's disabled. We're going to misfire. So yes, it functions well. The only thing I don't like about this right here is it doesn't give me data. So let's see if we can get data from the other area. We'll go into actuation. Actuation test. Output control, fuel system. Same options probably going to be available. Because I would like to actually see my trim state, but it's not offering it to me. It's not offering it to me where I can see trim state, see how it reacts to me taking fuel away. That's one thing I would like to see, especially when I got one that's over trimming hard downstream. Save me from borrowing to actually generate a vacuum leak or something of that nature. So we'll go back to data stream, and we want fuel trim again, and we are actually going to generate a vacuum leak. I want to see trim states, all I want to see. That's the test. I want to test their short term, long term, test the average, long term, and there's our trims. We'll jump in here, we'll pull up a graph. I'm going to generate a vacuum leak by disconnecting brake fluid. How they would respond, they immediately start to react, all of them. So makes you think we do not have an O2 sensor problem. We've seen quick response out of that vacuum leak generated. Now we're heading back downhill for trimming. When to take fuel away. Our long term is more delayed. Our short term is getting back to where it was before we did that test. But we've seen the quick response. So we're getting away from that. I'm going to save this video and share it. It's mainly for the tool, but I figured I'd add a little troubleshooting to it while we're at it. I'm just getting into this fuel issue that this vehicle is having. We'll dig into it deeper. Let's check ACM and see what special functions are available. No programming, I already showed you. Alright, well I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is more or less to show the Macro launch platform. Give everybody a little insight on this tool. It seems to be pretty swift in my opinion. You have a system list, you have typology. I've learned the function from the typology very well because of windows like this are presented where I can actually get into my code without even bothering to go into the module. That way I can move on to the next module relatively quick just by tapping out. If I want to see a different module, I can see the same thing. Say if I want to go into TCM, you know, I can get into there. There's no code stored, so when I can burn about reset transmission life, we should have a reset of DAPs. Yes, they're all present. Hope you enjoyed the video. Automotive Doctor Thanks. If you like, hit this like button, subscribe. Thank you kindly. Have a good day, all.